Hello and welcome back to your favorite spoken English channel, Vision Spoken English. In this video, I'll give you the introduction of spoken English. I'll give you the basic spoken English tips, and afterwards we'll talk about vocabulary building techniques. Then we'll talk about listening and imitation techniques for fluency. Then we'll know about pronunciation improvement, and afterwards we'll talk about speaking with confidence and then conversations in English. Let's get started with the first one, introduction in English. See, you all know the significance of English globally. You all know that all literatures, all books, and all mostly materials are being translated into English. So it's one of the most important languages that you can ever choose in order to learn. Next one is spoken English helps you to build your career, and it also helps you to enhance your interpersonal skill and intrapersonal skill. On both the perspective, it's really important. Now, let's talk about basic English speaking techniques and tips. First of all, learn the simple structures for clarity. You can learn some simple sentence making frameworks, and you can utilize those frameworks in your conversation. You can use one structure in multiple situations. You can utilize them as per your convenience. Then let's talk about emphasizing grammar basics, like subject verb agreement, like voice, like speech and all. You can learn just 5 of the most important grammatical aspects which can help you to build your vocabulary and also sentence making framework. If you enhance the skills, you will be able to speak. Next one is vocabulary building. Let's talk about it. You can learn common words and phrases which you can utilize further in your conversation. You can learn, a normal conversation does not require more than billion or trillions of vocabularies. It's not like that. It just requires 200 to 300 vocabularies which are really common in our conversation. You're just required to learn that. If you just aggregate those number of vocabularies and then keep using it, practice makes you perfect. There's nothing more than that. Let's see. Afterwards, using synonyms and antonyms. These both the things are important, since if you will use the same word every time in one conversation, it'll feel like you're just doing the translation work, or you just remember those sentences or something like that. So in order to make yourself fluent and make yourself go with the flow in English, you're supposed to learn synonyms and antonyms related to one word. It will also help you to accommodate great number of vocabularies. If you just learn one word and you got to learn more vocabulary just around them, then it'll be like a tickle, and then you'll make a ripple effect. You'll just learn one word, and around that vocabulary you can learn multiple words as well. Next, let's talk about listening and imitation technique in order to enhance your pronunciation and fluency. These both the things. Let's see. First of all, just learn the common words and phrases. Afterwards, use synonyms and antonyms in conversation, and give introductions and learn phrasal verbs. You learn some idioms in order to use the conversation. And now listen and imitate what you listen. Listen to native speakers, to pick some natural speakers and catch their natural speech pattern, and then speak in the same way. If you do so, you'll just get a natural rhythm of most popular speakers. Now, imitating accents and speech rhythm, they'll help you to get better fluency, to get better accent, dialect, pronunciation, and most of aspects related to English will be enhanced if you listen to a native speaker, or at least someone who is good at this, like me. Not me. If you're just listening to me and you just try to copy the speech, you just try to copy the sentences that are being spoken, it will help you to feel natural. It'll make your brain think that it's really not natural for you to speak in this way, and it will copy the rhythm, and you'll be like go with the flow or something like that. Okay. Now enhance your pronunciation. For this, you may learn about syllables, you may learn about vowels, you may learn about consonants and other sounds. After learning all these, you can learn about pronunciation, mistakes that people common do, and how to avoid them. Step-by-step procedure is there. Just start at the beginning, like what I've told, and afterwards, step by step, you may proceed further. imitate accents and speech rhythms in order to make yourself go with the flow, in order to make yourself like a natural speaker. Let's talk about confidence. See, overcoming hesitation and building confidence will require you to practice sufficient amount of duration. See, if you speak 5 minutes or 10 minutes a daily on daily basis, then it's not like your brain will think that you're just doing it once in a blue moon, and it's not that it won't look natural to your brain. So in order to be good at this, you need to practice it at least half an hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour. If you do this, your brain will think it's a daily part of your routine, and once you made this flow, even you yourself won't be able to break it. And until you get fluent, until you're at a good level of it, you won't even stop. Okay, so now in order to speak with confidence, you will be required to get rid of hesitation, overcome your hesitation, and that will require excessive amount of practice. If you do so, you won't even observe how far you have arrived in just a small period of time. You may practice in front of mirror for self-evaluation. You may record your own voice and listen to that. Observe the fluency, the words, the accents, the intonations. You may observe yourself as well. Now, conversations in English. See, starting conversation require greeting, small talk. First of all, you are supposed to greet the person whom you meet, and as soon as you greet, just give a normal compliment and draw your conversation just around them. You might talk about appearance, you might talk about something new that the person seems like, you might talk about ongoing emotion of with the person with whom you're having the conversation. You may talk about the nature, weather, current scenarios, news, current affairs, your studies, ongoing pop trending topics, social media platforms, and more common topics you may choose in order to have conversation. Afterwards, you may form sentences in order to respond and have interactive dialogues. Remember it. Okay. Now, at beginning, you'll be required to translate, but as you go far, you're not supposed to think in Hindi. Instead, start thinking in English directly. If you do so, you'll save the time that will require for translation. You'll save the mental hodgepodge from your native language to English. Like these all, hodgepodge will be gotten read by you. Okay. Next one, you can utilize social media platforms in order to learn spoken English. You may engage with speaking English groups. You may engage with people who are interested in it. You may join their group. You can travel and navigate to nearby areas in order to learn it. You may go for a job interview even if you don't want to. You may just visit there in order to observe your skills and your spoken English level. You may ask yourself some questions and answer by yourself in order to evaluate what level you are at. Next one is common mistakes that you should be avoiding. See, and most of mistakes are committed in tenses, voice, and that speech, direct and indirect speech. You need to learn these three things if you want yourself to flow your words like a flowing river. I want you to learn just these three most important grammar topics. So tenses, voice, and direct and indirect speech. These three things play a crucial. They all play crucial role in order to enhance your spoken English. Now, errors that arise from translation from native language. If you do so, you'll commit hundreds of mistakes. So, expressions in English and expressions in Hindi, the dialect in English and dialect in Hindi, they both require complete separate and segregated set of pronunciation, accents, intonations, your vocabularies, your expressions, like everything gets completely segregated. They both are completely different. So if you learn Hindi and then you'll translate into English, it won't look natural, trust me. Now you may practice it by daily conversations, you may practice it by reading and re-knowing new words, using them into practice in order to track your progress. You may do some role-playing activities, some scenarios that you'll like. You may practice in order to just get a spoken English practice session and an experience that you're going to have in future. I think in this video we got to know so much about English and ways to learn it. I'm sure this video would help you in future if you'll implement these. If you liked it, if you think that these type of contents are admired by you and you require new feeds, I want you to subscribe to this channel and like this video if you learned something new. See you in the next one.